Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to say I'm very honored to be inducted into the Ohio Basketball Hall of Fame. I'm very humbled as well. First of all, I'd like to thank God for all the blessings in my life. I also like to honor some of the people who took time to be here with me tonight. First, my wife, Terry, the love of my life and my biggest cheerleader. Thank you for everything. I'd like to thank my mom who's here with me tonight, my oldest brother, Michael, my broadcast partner, Joe Sunderman. Joe and I have been broadcasting Xavier games for over 24 years together, and he's like family, so thank you for being here, Joe. And Seth Breitenstein from Xavier University, thank you for your friendship and all your support. I come from a really athletic, big family. There were 5 of us, and we all got scholarships, and we all played every day, and we all competed at a really high level. And when I look at my athletic career, I think I learned a lot just from what was going on in my house. My oldest sister, Robin, she's a doctor, and she was always like the smartest one of us. You know, I still have not forgiven her for making me think that doing Saturday chores at home was fun and a privilege. You know, she kind of tricked me. So she taught me that, you know, I got to be sharp mentally. And then my 2 older brothers, my oldest brother Michael, who's here with me tonight, he played football at Notre Dame. And then my other brother Barry, who went on to play with the Reds and is in the Baseball Hall of Fame. What I learned from them is how to lose, because I had a lot of losses playing against those guys in the backyard. I also learned how to compete. You know, I knew I was becoming a really good basketball player when my oldest brother Michael came home from college. He was a sophomore at Notre Dame, and he had broke his forearm. And I was a sophomore in high school, and I couldn't wait for him to come home because I was getting bigger and stronger, and he always just whooped the hell out of me when I was younger. And he went away from college, and I was like, come on, Mike, let's go outside and play. So he had a cast on that arm, and we were shooting around. Next thing you know, he gets that look in his face, and I'm like, all right, let's go. It's go time. So he and I are playing basketball out there one-on-one, and he goes up for a shot, and I hit him as hard as I can in that arm, and he falls down. I take the ball, lay it up, got the victory. Michael limps into the house, and so I never apologize for that, Mike. I'm sorry, but you got to do what you got to do to get the win, man. So, but I learned how to compete and how to lose dealing with my older brothers, playing with them in the backyard every day. And then my youngest brother, Steven, he played baseball at Texas. So he was 8 years younger than me, and what I learned from him is I learned compassion and how to win, because he was 8 years younger, and I kind of had to bring him along, and I learned compassion, how to be a good winner, because I certainly didn't get any compassion from my 2 older brothers. They just knocked the hell out of me in the backyard, and that was that. My parents were and still are my role models. They showed me and told me how to treat people and how to behave. My parents had 3 rules for sports. Very simple. If you're going to play sports, you're going to show up on time, you're not going to quit, and you're going to behave. The rest is up to you. So that is what I was kind of taught from my parents relative to playing sports. I remember one afternoon when I think I was probably 8, so Barry was 9, my brother Michael was 11. After driving around all Saturday afternoon, going from one baseball game to the other, you know, we're unloading out of the station wagon, and my neighbor says something to my dad. He says, "Hey, Mr. Larkin, your lawn would look a lot better if you spent a little more time on it." And my dad's response to him was, "Hey, I'm raising sons. I'm not raising grass." So that's what. So I really appreciate how my parents were, and the older I get, the more I appreciate them. I also like to thank my high school coaches at Moeller High School, Dan Ragland, Mike Susley, Dave Hammer. They taught me the game, taught me about work ethic, and taught me the value of discipline. They had a sign in the locker room that said, "Get the job done, no exceptions, no excuses, no alibis." That was 40 years ago, and I still remember it every day, so I appreciate my coaches at Moeller. And finally, I'd like to thank Xavier University. I had a lot of schools I could have gone to, but I think Xavier was the best decision I ever made. My head coach, Bob Stack, Wayne Morgan, who recruited me, Pete Gillen, they believed in me and gave me the best opportunity to be the best player and best person I could be. Thanks again. Thank you.